GETTYThe capture of the USS Pueblo and its crew nearly sparked all-out war between the US and North Korea. While the captured crew of the vessel endured horrific treatment, military leaders in the US were drawing up plans for a nuclear war on the Korean Peninsula. Radio operator Don Bailey sent a frantic message to the Japanese port of Kamiseya as the North Korea ships rounded on the Pueblo. He said, "We need help. We are holding emergency destruction. We need support. SOS. Please send assistance." The USS Pueblo, an American spy ship, was captured by North Korea while in international waters near its coast, setting in motion a series of events that nearly sparked nuclear war. U.S. forces warned their allies in Seoul not escalate the situation and endanger ship's crew as Washington was secretly preparing for military action, historical accounts reveal. A collection of 12 military response were created by the U.S. Army in the event a peaceful solution could not be found. The crew of the ship were subjected to torture, kept in squalid conditions and forced to sign a series of confessions, each of which became more ridiculous, the survivors reported. "We need support. SOS. Please send assistance." Radio operator Don Bailey. There were preparations made for a nuclear retaliation in the event that the escalation led to an invasion of South Korea. One of the terrifying outcomes, which was narrowly avoided, named Freedom Drop, has since been made public. The plan would have seen the advancing North Korea army annihilated, with nuclear weapons launched from planes and nuclear missiles striking key targets in the country, it has been revealed. The U.S. president at the time, Lyndon Johnson, rejected calls for an attack and instead opted for an imposing show of military might. Wednesday, January 17, 2018, crowds of weeping women applaud Kim Jong-un as he visits the remodeled college. He ordered hundreds of warplanes and ships, including 3 aircraft carriers, to South Korea. As a top-secret memo since released said, once the U.S. took retaliatory actions involving the use of military force against North Korea, the chances of obtaining early release of the crew and ship would be virtually eliminated. Moreover, retaliation would probably bring the Chinese and Soviets more directly into the situation. The risks of an enlargement of the crisis and actual hostilities would be increased. After enduring terrible treatment, including mock executions and routine beatings, many of the sailors expected to die in North Korea. Talks took place in the heavily fortified demilitarized zone DMZ located on the border of North Korea, with the U.S. determined to win the release of its servicemen. Getty. Kim Jong-un attends a ceremony at the ship on the anniversary of the Korea armistice. The talks took months, during which the torture continued. An element in Washington continued to pressure for a military strike, account reveal. A White House memo shows that around 9 months after the spy ship was captured, the long talks had reached an impasse, with the U.S. reluctant to lose face and sign an apology. North Korea forced the crew to take part in a press conference, during which Commander Lloyd Buffer called on the U.S. to do something to save the lives of these young men. Washington relented and signed the apology on the condition that they be allowed to issue a statement beforehand and the UN were freed and full-scale war was averted. A day before the Pueblo was captured on January 22, 1968, the ship had its first encounter with North Koreans as 2 fishing boats packed with locals came to have a look at the U.S. ship. However, on January 23, a more wary group of ships from the mainland intercepted the USS Pueblo. GETTYThe ship is now visited by North Koreans as a tourist destination. It was met by a heavily armed sub-chaser and 4 torpedo ships and ordered to stop or face the North Korea firepower. The sailors signaled back that they were in international waters while sending a desperate plea for help to the naval command in Japan. When the North Koreans attempted to board, the Pueblo fled the scene at full speed. The outgunned U.S. ship was fired upon with machine guns and 57mm shells as it attempted to find safety by heading deeper into international waters, while its crew burned top-secret documents. After taking heavy amounts of fire, Commander Buffer ordered Bailey to send a message to the Koreans. He said, "Have been requested to follow into Wonsan, have 3 wounded and 1 man with leg blown off, have not used any weapons, how about some help, these guys mean business. Do not intend to offer any resistance." The captured ship is now a tourist attraction in Pyongyang, where it is used to install propaganda.